Retraction, man. My math ain't math, and welcome to the Fold Godcast, man. This special edition of the Fold Godcast, I wanted to do a retraction on a video I did. It was one of my earlier videos, and as you guys know, I just started doing this like a month ago. So the idea was there, but I just started doing this like a month ago. So I did a video called A More Weightier Issue, and that video was about the upcoming election. It was actually on election night when I did the video. It was before the election. So in that video, I talked about the more weightier issue, which was and is your salvation. That's the more weightier issue, is your salvation. Many of us Americans, millions of us, stood in line to cast our ballot to vote for the next president, which we all know now. It's President-elect Donald Trump. We know that now. So this was before the ballots were counted. And I talked about standing in a natural line to vote in a broken system, and how Americans, millions of us, stood in a natural line to vote in a broken system. But we have no concern for the spiritual line that we stand in every day as we await the return of the Lord. And some of us will see the Lord in death, and some of us will meet the Lord in the rapture of the church, which is a whole nother podcast. Maybe I'll get into that later. We have disagreements in the Christian community about the rapture, but it's okay. So I want to clear this up. And one of my viewers, I don't know if this person was a subscriber or not, but thank you for kind of low-key bringing this to my attention, really. So I went back and looked at, I made a shorts form video to the long form video. It was my last post. I went back and looked at the shorts video that I made for the long form content, and then I realized that my math was off. And I'm kind of glad this happened publicly, because when I come to you guys, I do my due diligence to give you guys accurate information. And see, my goal really is not so much to reach the church. It's, if you are a believer, we want you here in the fold. See, you're not the ones that we're necessarily concerned about, because we know the truth. Now, if you're backslidden, you can come back, but my goal primarily is to reach those that don't know the Lord. If you do know the Lord, you're already in the fold, whether you watch this podcast, this Godcast or not. I'd love for you to be here with me. By the way, hit that like button if you enjoy the content. So my goal is to reach unbelievers and bring them into the fold, because see, if you are a believer, you're already in the fold, but welcome anyway, So I wanted to get that straight. Most of us aren't concerned about the spiritual line that we're in if we don't know the Lord. And I'm afraid that there's a great falling away right now, and a lot of Christians don't seem to be that concerned about the line they're in. It's a great falling away, man, and there's so much deception in the world. So let me clear this up, excuse me. I'm doing a retraction on that video, A More Weightier Issue. And I had the idea to keep that video up because the first part of that video is very powerful. The second part of the video has mixed content in it. Some of that content was for another video or two other videos. Don't ask me how I did this, but I'm kind of glad it happened publicly, because, again, I want to do my due diligence to bring you guys accurate information. I want to be accurate when I'm quoting scriptures. This is not a joke. So I just want to apologize if you saw that video and the shorts form video that I made to it. If it confused you, man, I'm sorry. But I'm making that retraction. Now I want to say what I wanted to say on the More Weightier Issue video. This is what I wanted to say here. So I'm going to take my time and say it. So again, you're standing in the spiritual line, and we're going to meet Jesus one day, whether by death or by rapture. And you have to make a decision, because you don't know when your number is going to get called. And that's still the issue today. If you don't know Jesus, let's get this straight first, that this world is not your friend. And man, I was pretty excited when President-elect Trump won the election. But I right early off, as soon as he won, I was kind of troubled in my spirit. I was excited, and then I got troubled about some things. And I began to pray, and and by the way, I didn't get this information from anybody else. Maybe somebody else out there in the universe is sharing this. I don't know. And we just having a conversation if you're in the fold. So this eclipse came. It's been forgotten about. It's long forgotten about already, right? The first eclipse came August 21st, 2017. The second eclipse came this year, April 8th, Retraction weekend, April 8th, this year. Now we know there's a 7-year gap between those eclipses, and I know God is saying something. I know the number of 7 is completion. So that's why I said on the shorts form video that I butchered, I said, is the master mathing? And I'm asking the question now still, is the master mathing? Listen, you got a 7-year period between these eclipses. You got a 7-year period, okay? That's completion. The first eclipse, August 21st, 2017, went from the northwest to the southeast, right? So I can't even get into the towns that it went through, the first eclipse, and South Carolina and Civil War, and is God telling us something about South Carolina, Civil War, with the path of that eclipse? That's another video. But the path of the eclipse is significant for a couple reasons. Okay, fast forward, April 8th, the second eclipse came, which actually the third, we had one in October of 2018, I believe. We had one October 14th in 2018, right after the first one in August. So I think it's October 14th we had. So really it was 3 eclipses. No one talks about the one in October 14th of 2018. I believe it's 2018. Go look it up, but that's not the point. So the first eclipse in August 2017 goes from northwest to southeast. The path is important. The second eclipse, August 8th of this year, Resurrection weekend, 40 days after the eclipse was a holy day. You see, it was a high holy day. I can't get all into that. That'll be another video. Exactly 40 days after the eclipse was a holy day, a Jewish holy day. I don't want to even name it because I'll start talking about it. And this video will be like 2 hours long, this podcast. So the second eclipse, April 8th, 2024, right? The 7 years, that's completion. Okay. The second eclipse went from the southwest to the northeast. And again, we can get into the path of totality and the 7 cities called Nineveh. To me, if that eclipse went through one nation called Nineveh, that would get my attention. And it formed an X over America. And even where those 2 eclipses met, I think that there's some significance to that, but I won't get into that. So I was looking at this. I said, God, I know you're warning America because these eclipses were localized to America. So what is God saying to America? And I thought about this X and I began to pray. God didn't give me anything. All of a sudden, I'm going down the road and it hit me. If this is a message for America, could it have anything to do with the election? So I thought about it. I said, okay, April 8th, 2024. Listen, April 8th, 2024, we had that last eclipse, right? So I started counting. Remember I said, is the master mathing? You take the information, you do what you want with it, man. But I'm just showing you what I believe the Lord showed me. It's a warning to America. And I think now people are starting to see it in hindsight because of some of the decisions that President-elect is making right now. So if you count, not April 8th, that is the day of the eclipse. If you count April 9th to President-elect's birthday, there's 65 days in between it. And it lands on the 13th. The 13th is the 65th day between the eclipse and his birthday. Well, guess what? The 66th day is his birthday. And we know 666 is the number of the beast. The number of the beast is 666. The Bible makes it clear. So I'm looking at these 2 6s like, whoa, this kind of blew my mind. By the way, he's not the Antichrist. Let's clear that up. He doesn't even come close to fitting the bill for the Antichrist. He's not the Antichrist, okay? So before everybody says, before I get messages, he's not the Antichrist. But is he driving us to the New World Order? Is he part of this? And I say yes. Someone might say, well, look, what about Kamala Harris? What if she would have won the election? We're still going to the same place. I believe the Lord put America in a position that no matter what choice we made, we were going to a certain place. The judgment has already been set. And I know people are arguing and say, well, God gave us a reprieve, and which in a way I believe he still did. God can still give us a reprieve and still bring judgment too. It's all up to him. It's his time and it's his way. So you got 65 days between the eclipse and President-elect's birthday. On the 66th day is his birthday. So I went back again, said, okay, let's do that again. So is the master mathing? Is the master mathing or not? Or is it just me? You drop me a comment, just tell me what you think about this. So April 9th, the day after the eclipse, I did the same thing. I went all the way to the day before the inauguration. But guess what? It's 8 months, 26 days. Why and how is that important? I'm going to tell you. 8 months, 26 days is the period of a woman's gestation before she gives birth. Inauguration day technically is 9 months because 27 days can constitute a month because the month of February has 27 days. So on the 27th day, 8 months, 27 days, on the 27th day, is something going to be birthed? Is this cabinet, this inauguration going to birth something in America? And it doesn't look good. So when I saw that, you see, the theme is birth, birth, birth. President-elect between April 8th and his birthday, 65 days. On the 66th day was his birthday. He was born, okay? Listen, go back between April 8th and January 4th, 8 months, 26 days. Add one more day, technically it's 9 months. It's a gestation period. What something is being, again, birthed. You guys see that? So that's what kind of struck me. And I said, well, what about this whole X thing? I thought about it. Who's the richest guy in the world? The X man. I said, well, let me look into that. So what I did, Elon Musk bought Twitter in 2022. He waits a year later on July 23rd of 2023 and changes the name to X. So I went back and, I found the 66 with Trump, right? I found the 66. He was born 66 days after the eclipse. That was his birthday. I found the 2 6s again. And in the occult, what they do, they add numbers, and double numbers mean things, allegedly. So July 23rd, 2023, I saw the 2 3 the 2 3, and I did a little simple math. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. I got the 2 6s. I mean, is there, y'all guys let me know, is there some kind of correlation going on here? Or is it just me? Just let me know, man. But I was really thinking about this stuff. So I got the 2 6s and I said, well, okay, Lord, what about X, the letter X? Listen, X, the numerical value of X is 24. What year is it? 2024. In the occult, the X represents a death and a rebirth of something in the occult, not in the Christian church. So I was saying, Lord, are you trying to tell us X is not the last letter in the alphabet, but X is at the end? So is God telling us, America, you are at the end and something will be birthed this January 5th. Something will be birthed because you're at the end. Was it a warning? Was God speaking in code? I mean, was the master mather? Y'all tell me, drop me a comment and tell me what you guys think about it. Maybe I'm stretching, but it makes sense to me. So I said this in another video that Elon Musk, after the election, he went on Twitter, on X, and he posted something that said, Novus Ordo Seclorum. What that literally means is New World Order. That's what it means. And the question is, why would he do that? Because if President-elect is running on a Christian platform, why would he post something like that? Man, think about it, man. And I'm done. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's just something to think about. Something to think about. I got another video coming up, man. It's really, really interesting. I don't want to do any spoiler alerts or whatever, because someone else may try to jack me from my title. But man, it's really interesting. That podcast should be out. The next one I probably do it on. I try to release these videos, these podcasts on Sunday nights for a reason. So look out for it Sunday night, man. I mean, it's going to be a blockbuster. And again, I'm doing my due diligence to bring you guys the truth and bring you guys accurate information. So like, subscribe, share, man, if the content blesses you, man. Until next time, keep looking up to the Chief Shepherd. Out.